all, I'm Jeanette K Caines from Jewelry Arts Inc. In this video, I'm going to show you another amazing use for a miter block that lots of you have probably never even thought of before. And since you didn't know you could do this, you probably lost the little parts that came with your miter block. But don't worry, in this video, I'm going to show you not only how to do this super helpful technique for getting lots of things cut that are all exactly the same size, but an easy and fast way to replace those little attachments that you never realized you needed.
Okay, so everybody, we've talked about this before, but a lot of people have trouble when they're making links for a chain that are not round, right? If you're making links that are half round or oval, what you'll find is when you wrap them around a dowel, the seams are a little cattywampus and you're filing and filing and you're like going ape shit, and none of those are good things, right? So any shape but round gives you problems when you're putting the seam together. So for me, if I'm making a chain out of shapes, which I do because it's lovely and everyone likes that. Instead, I fool around with a little copper or silver or whatever and figure out like how long my link needs to be, right? Because I'm not worried about that first one, just as a sample. So like in copper, I'll wrap it around in dowel, let's say, and then say, okay, yes, this is my size. So once I figure that out, we take it and we stretch it out. Ta-da, there's our first sample. Pretend that this is not in gold, but I'm not sure why we did our sample in gold, but we were probably fooling around. So at any rate, once we have that and we're like, yes, that's our length, I took my dividers and went like, okay, which is 18 millimeters, by the way. I measured, like so, that's the length. Because what I want to do now is I want to cut a whole bunch of them. So what I do is I use the miter block. And when I sent it in, oh, okay, great, we're ready. Get out your miter block, and you need your little hex key and your the little L-shaped things that stick out. And she went like, now, I hope that was a very accurate face, you know what I mean? And I have seen this many, many times, which is why I decided, I was like, oh, you know what, good, let's get all our stuff and let's do a video on this, because this happens to everybody. People buy a miter block, they don't know what these little shits are for, and they don't use them, and then, you know, they lose them, because of course you're fucking, right? So you cannot get the replacements from the manufacturers that I have ever seen, but it's actually really easy to make your own replacement and to buy your own replacement. So I'm showing you on my miter block. You have two things. First, you have this little round. Take that out of there. Okay, that loosens that up. You see, it's just a little L-shaped, probably piece of extremely shitty steel, but it's 14 gauge. 14 gauge. And you're going to use this little hex key, which is, guess what? 5/64. Yes, measuring in, you know, inches is insane, but that's what it is. So in other words, if you go on, you know, any hardware store, online, whatever, and you don't have this, the little hex key, that's all you have to do is order 5/64 L key. You see what I mean? It's called L, Allen, or hex. In case you're not familiar with it, you buy like a pack of 10 for, you know, $2 or whatever. Hooray, you solved that wrong. Okay? Now, for this guy, which, like, I'm not going to lie to you, I've done projects where I was doing a whole bunch of links and I pretty much sawed through mine. Don't do that. And had to replace it. So what this is 14 gauge. 14 gauge. Now, I could probably dig out some steel wire or some brass or something relatively tough. At the moment, all I found was copper, which is a little softer, but look, 14 gauge. So all I did was straighten it out, and I took my pliers and I made a little bend, like so. Ta-da. Right? And I'm going to cut this little baby off. And look, I have a replacement. So never fear when you go to do this technique and you can't find your shit, because this happens to pretty much everybody, that you can't find those little things. Because a lot of people don't even really know this technique with using the stom. Because this is all this is doing for us, is you're going to put this in here. At our desired length. Like, I'm going to put the real wire in there and make sure this is the right thing. But you put it in there, you drop it on the table, and put it back in, and you twist it shut with the little L key there. That's a long one. You see what I mean? And it's nice and tight, because basically then I can stick my wire through there up to this, which will be the right length, and do it again and again and again and again. I mean, if you don't want to do that, you could take your dividers and measure your wire like again and again and again, but this is way more efficient, okay? So I would take this and this. I'm going to mark on my wire just the first one with the dividers so that I can see where the line is, right?
And hopefully I can see that. I might have to go over that with a Sharpie.
Okay. Open this baby out, or moving this point. Okay, I'm gonna stick my wire through and close it up. So this is a super useful technique. I'm gonna slide this through to my little mark. Flip it to the other side so that I can see it. Okay, put this down on here. Close it up, right? So that's my correct length, like so. I'm going to tweak this a little bit so it matches right up next to it, and then I'm just going to leave it there. And each time I can just slide it through, chop, slide it through, chop, which is efficient. The seam is beautiful, so you don't have to do any of that fucking like filing and correcting and all that shit that you have when you know. You've been there, you've done it. Everyone at home is going like, oh yeah, that's terrible. Right, and loosen that a little bit and like kind of pull it out. See what I mean? I see what I mean as I drop it. A little side view. You see, so it hits right up against there. Tighten that up. Okay? So then what I'm going to do is move some of my stuff out of the way. For me, I would take a saw, frame, which pretend that I had that set up. And I'm going to saw that little guy off, open this, slide it forward, tighten it again, again, again. So they're all the same. The ends are beautiful and sawed. You know what I mean? It's way more efficient than any other method. And I have tried every method known to humanity. And this is the very best way. So if you're at home and you have a miter block and you're like, I don't know where those little L fucking things are, and I never even knew what to do with them, this is how you can replace them. This is how you can make your own. If all you have at home is sterling wire, any wire that's 14 gauge, like if this one gets bent, fine. You can like hammer it again a little bit and spiff it up. But it's easy to get the replacements. And this method will save you so much time and aggravation. You may send me, I don't know, glowing letters or something like that. It could happen for sure. So in case my very vivid words did not make a perfect picture in your head, this is what you're going to do.
And that's the whole point of the miter block, by the way, is that you can rest your tool right up against it. In this case, my saw blade. And that way you'll get a beautiful straight end that doesn't require any other, screwing with, which is something that makes me happy. Now, normally, just so you know, I would just open the drawer.
Do you want me to get it? And to collect
them. Through the magic of movie land, we've opened the drawer. You can put like a paper plate or a piece of paper in there to collect your filings. But the main thing for me is just, I'm going to do a bunch of these, right? And some of these little shits are going to fall right on the floor. I guarantee it. So it's easy to have something like this underneath it. So they'll just drop in there. So, see, like that. And then you see how the end is beautiful and flush. And the ends of these, beautiful and flush. So then all I have to do for my next one, loosen the top of this right here, like so. See what I mean? So it hits that. Squeeze this shut. And then I can saw my next one.
Okay, so that's how you do it. It's fast, it's really accurate, and it'll save you all kinds of unhappiness when you're trying to make links out of oval, half round, square. Honestly, anything but round really benefits from this process.